There are some places in this dunya which are so beautiful, you go there once, you love it, and you keep thinking of going back over there. You never get bored of going there. There are these parks in Alberta, Banff and Jasper. I don't know if you've ever been there, but they're so beautiful that I remember I went there once, and I went there so many times, but even today if you ask me, do you want to go? I would say yes. I've been a number of times, but every time, there's a chance to go there, I would go, because it's so beautiful. You don't get tired of seeing the same things, because it's huge, it's vast, it's amazing. Every single moment is beautiful. If you go stand by the beach and you're just looking at the waves rolling right before you, one after the other, would you get bored? No. Every moment is joyful. Jannah is about fun. Fun will never end in Jannah. Exactly what you want. Yes, sister. Yes, this is true. That there are some people who will be sent to hellfire first. Why? In order to take the punishment. And then they'll be admitted into Jannah. What this hadith means, what I quoted to you just now, what this hadith means is that when every person is at his final and eternal destination, then no death for him. Then eternity for him. Another hadith tells us that death will be brought in the form of a black ram, and it will be slaughtered. That's it. No more death. Eternity. You could be in the most beautiful place, but if you don't have company, is it fun? No. Look at the rahmah of Allah that in Jannah is food as well as people, company. And especially those who are clean and pure, you don't feel uncomfortable being with them. You know that they're not going to be judgmental. You know that they're not going to say anything that's going to be hurtful. People can relax in Jannah. That's the place to relax. People strive to find that relaxation and peace in dunya. Allah has not placed it in dunya. Where is it? In Jannah. If you want to have that, what should you do? Busy yourself in worshipping Allah. U'budullah. Make yourself a slave to Allah. Imam Ibn Qayyim, he said, هَرِبُوا مِنَ الرِّقِّ الَّذِي خُلِقُوا لَهُ وَبُلُوا بِرِقِّ النَّفْسِ وَالشَّيْطَانِ. That people, they ran away from the riq, from slavery, to the one that they were created for. We have been created to be slaves to who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to worship Allah. But they ran away from it. They avoided the worship of Allah. And when they avoided the worship of Allah, when they ran away from Him, then what happened? وَبُلُوا بِرِقِّ النَّفْسِ وَالشَّيْطَانِ. Then they became slaves to their nafs and the shaitan. If a person does not become a slave to Allah, he ends up being a slave to himself, fulfilling his desires only. But it will never ever bring him satisfaction. He becomes a slave to shaitan, being obedient to shaitan, doing one thing wrong after the other. And that also never brings him peace and satisfaction. We might think that if we worship Allah, we are limited in our enjoyment. How can we ever be happy? The fact is that true happiness is gained by the worship of Allah alone. That is what brings you satisfaction. That is what brings you eternal happiness. In this dunya and in the hereafter. So what's the way to success? Worshipping Allah. Being obedient to Allah. Not being obedient to oneself or to the shaitan. What did you learn? Exactly. That we see how hellfire is mentioned and Jannah is mentioned right after that. That where we should be afraid, we should also have hope. Where we should avoid those things which could lead us to hellfire, we should also do those things which will lead us to paradise. A person should remain between fear and hope. Anything else? Exactly. That if we want eternal fun, eternal enjoyment, then we should strive to get to Jannah. What do you think prevents us from doing good things? Wanting to have fun in this dunya. So either you have fun here and suffer forever, or you discipline yourself over here so that you can have fun forever. There's a quote that I read once, we must suffer one of two pains. Either the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Either we suffer now and discipline ourselves, and discipline doesn't mean that you suffer basically, or we suffer in the hereafter. It's up to you.
وبشر الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أن لهم أن لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار كلما رزقوا منها من ثمرة رزقا قالوا هذا الذي رزقنا من قبل وأتوا به متشابها ولهم فيها أزواج مطهرة وهم فيها خالدون